Hello, everybody. This is a somewhat random stream tonight. I had an idea for an app to help me with a YouTube video that I'm working on right now. And I thought, hey, Kokomo, how's it going? Monotype. How's it doing? I was trying to come up with like a mono. No, that didn't work. It didn't work as much. Yeah, I had an idea for an app to help with making a YouTube video, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna work on this. But I've also been very easily distracted today, so I was like, I'm gonna work on this by writing, by streaming, so that I have to do it, and I don't just like randomly go decide to watch YouTube videos for an hour, because that's totally what I would do. Anyway, what is the app idea? Well, I think that requires me to talk a little bit about what the YouTube video is. So, the idea is I'm putting together a video that is kind of like a list of, here's some cool new things in Xcode 15. Hey, Cactus, how are you doing? Some cool new things in Xcode 15 that you can use right away, that you can't, that you can't, what am I trying to say? I completely like lost my train of thought. This is how today has been. This is why I have to stream this, because otherwise I'm liable to just like go off in a complete tangent and not have any idea what I'm doing. Insert words here. Yes, exactly. The video is what's new in Xcode 15 that you can use right away, that you don't have to wait until, oh, I'm going to support iOS 17 as a minimum, yada, yada. These are the things that you can do that, hey, the second Xcode 15 drops probably Tuesday. Here's what you can do. You can hit the ground running. You don't have to, wait for anything else. So that's what the YouTube video is going to be. Obviously, that involves a lot of screen sharing, this kind of thing. And the way that I put my YouTube videos together, I say that like I have more than 3. The way that I put my YouTube videos together is I want to record myself and record my screen separately, so that I'm able to kind of do more with myself, so that I can, oh, I'm going to be full screen here and I'm going to talk over just an overlay, or I'm going to be down the lower left corner like I am here, or I can move around, I can point to things, I can resize, etc., etc. So I want to record those two things separately. Well, that means I need to have 2 separate video streams, and I need to sync them up. Now, that's a thing that exists in the world of recording generally, that people often will have audio and video that need to be synced up, or they'll have multiple different camera angles that need to be synced up. And that's why you have the existence of clapboards, which are those, the things that they got all the stuff written on, you snap them, and then everything's in sync. How do you do that with 2 different videos, one of which is just a completely pre-recorded video? So that was where the app idea came in. I need something to sync up my video on my computer and my video on like me, my face, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to build basically a virtual screen only clapboard. And the way that I'm imagining this working is I'm going to hold up my phone, my face. Yes, my face. I'm going to hold up my phone to the recording. I'm going to tap it. And then what I want to have happen is I want the phone and then my Mac to just blink at the same time. And then that will be a frame that I can sync up to, is that both of them should just blink on the same frame. And then that will be my frame that I can go, hey, here's where these 2 things are in sync, and then I don't have to, that's where everything is synced. You have an easy way? What is the easy way? I would love an easy way. Hey, that means that I'm not going to do a stream tonight, but what is the easy way? Fair enough, but how do I sync that with my phone? See, I need something that will trigger fireworks from my phone so that they can sync that up. I can't just shout. Yeah. So, I mean, maybe the fireworks will be one of the things that we can do. I'll have like a fireworks trigger button from my phone so that they still do the same thing. But we need some way to, yeah, you have to think of everything. Come on, Mono. Aren't you the ideas person for this stream? But no, that's the idea. So, I'm going to try working on that. I kind of have a idea of how I'm going to do it, which is we have this thing called multi-peer connectivity. First of all, we're going to make sure that even works on macOS. It does. Okay. So we should be good there. I think this is going to be the easiest way to do that. I don't know. That might not be perfectly fast. I would think so. The only other thing that I can think of is that we would use like core Bluetooth, but I don't know that that's available on macOS. I guess we could check that. Core Bluetooth. And I do know that it's kind of a pain to set up. So yeah, core Bluetooth is another option. So those would be the two main options that I can think of. Is we want to talk between these two devices. We want them to flash in sync. They need to be pretty quick to respond to each other, and they need to do that. The pretty quick to respond to each other and also like just dealing with network stuff is why I wouldn't use like WebSockets for this. I think that one would not necessarily be super in sync, but I think core Bluetooth would definitely be pretty in sync. That one's pretty good. I don't know. Yeah, I guess we should start with it being multi-pair connectivity, because I think that'll be the simplest. But then, I don't know, core Bluetooth might, like, I am more familiar with core Bluetooth, but it's also a lot longer. Or, no, sorry. I'm more familiar with core Bluetooth. I've never touched, I've never touched multi-pair connectivity. But I do know that core Bluetooth is a pain, whereas multi-pair connectivity is not as much of a pain. I have actually used multi-pair connectivity now that I think about it. I tried to build a tvOS app once, and I was using it. How do I record from the iPhone? What are you... Can you be more specific? What am I recording? Do you mean just this overlay right here? The thing with core Bluetooth is that it doesn't really need pairing, I don't think. Whereas multi-peer connectivity does. And the other thing that I could do... Hey, thanks for the follow, DeagleTG. The other thing that I could do with core Bluetooth... You need your iPhone video recording synced up to you on camera? No. What I'm trying to do is I want to hold up my phone and use this as kind of the clapboard, and then I would like tap it. And so what I'm recording is my phone recording me, or sorry, my stream camera recording me. And then it's also seeing the phone in question. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't know. I feel like maybe let's do core Bluetooth. Because, yeah, I am more familiar with that one. I know it's a pain, but... It's A, I'm more familiar with it. And B, like, I think it might be simpler. So let's try that. Okay. First of all, let's start by just, creating the project. Maybe we're getting too far ahead of ourselves. Let's make it a multi-platform app. Yeah, make it a multi-platform app. We're going to call this Clapboard. No storage. No tests. No nothing. And yeah, we'll leave it in toys, but we will create a Git repository. I don't think this is going to be... I mean, I'll probably open source this, but I'm probably not going to put it on the App Store. How are you projecting your iPhone? You have your suspicions. You have your suspicions. Now I want to know what your suspicions are before I reveal it. Why are you suspicious? I'm actually going to just do this. I don't know. I thought doing the multi-platform thing gave you... Should be Air Server or using an Elgato to do the overlay. Either QuickTime it's on Mac, but you don't think it is. You used Let's View app on Windows to cast your phone. It is not QuickTime, but it is using the same underlying thing as QuickTime. It is my own. I built my own because of course I did. Where is this? But this is part of my Twitch Alerts app, which you can find on my GitHub. Device overlays. And it needs some love badly. This is not good code in here. But yeah, it uses this AV capture video preview layer. It does enable screen capture. Yeah, it does this. Basically, you set up, hey, I want a screen capture device, and then you wait for the device to connect. Literally makes it. Oh, is this the new like banner ads that go underneath? Is that what you're talking about? I saw those. I don't think I have any control over those. I think it should be the case that you don't get any video ads on my stream except for pre-rolls, like when you first join. I don't think you should get any interstitial ads, but I have no control over the little banner ads. But I built my own thing and then see whether or not this works. I have controls on my Stream Deck so that I can hide it if I don't want it, or I can make it full screen. There's supposed to be like a frame that shows up if I full screen it. It doesn't work. It's kind of obnoxious. It's also supposed to have different frames based on whether it's portrait or landscape on an iPad. It's supposed to do all that, but it doesn't work. So, you know, this is the problem with building your own thing. But it works well enough for me for now, and I have not had a desire to go back and fix it. So that's what it is. That's just what it is right now. Free AirPlay server was nice on Windows and Linux. Yeah. So yeah, it's not using AirPlay. It's just connected via a cable. It's just plugged in like that. I think the other benefit that I get is that I can have it on like every screen. It just kind of floats over everything. I don't know how that works, but sorry, I know exactly how it works because I built it. I don't know if that's possible with like QuickTime. I don't know how that works. I know exactly how it works. I built it. I mean, that's not necessarily a universal truth. I know how it works. I built it. No, there's definitely code that I have out there that is, I built this and I have no idea what I was doing when I wrote this. How does it work? Nobody knows. All right. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to start by making this an app that just, when you tap it, it flashes. That's all it is. You tap it, it flashes. The end. You're using UX Play on Linux to cast your iPhone telephone. So I'm wondering how well SwiftUI is at doing something that's just like, oh, I want this for just a frame. So was tapped equals false. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that Yeah, Skirk is pretty good. I like the fact that you can like actually click it and it does things on your phone, which like this doesn't do. Oh, this was the other thing that I really wanted that QuickTime doesn't do, is that if I mouse over it, it goes transparent so that you can see what's behind it. That was the other thing that I really liked that I built. So anyway, so here's our whole view. We're just going to say that this is like a... At least your iOS simulators now work on Mac. That's good. Color dot red. Oh yeah, let's make this an iPhone simulator. Thanks Xcode 15 beta 8. Yeah, this is the other thing. I'm not entirely sure how I make this work. I want like separate things on Mac and not Mac. Mac and everything that's not a Mac. There we go. Okay. So color.red, I think we're actually going to say this is color.black by default. There we go. Ignores safe area. Perfect. And then actually what I want is var color.black, because I want, oops, sorry, return color.black, color.ignore safe area. And I'll explain why I'm doing that in just a second. There we go. Because I want this to be a ternary. It was tapped. If it was tapped, then let's make it color.red, otherwise color.black. Right? Cool. So if we set this to true, it should be red. Hooray. Okay. So what I'm thinking is we have this color, ignore safe area, tap gesture, on tap gesture, was tapped, equals true. But then on change of tapped, was tapped equals false. Guard was tapped, else return. That way we don't just constantly flip it back and forth. Guard that was tapped is true, otherwise return, and then set was tapped to false. So that way we're not resetting it constantly. I think it would be smart enough to know that like if I tried to set it twice that it just would stop. It wouldn't keep calling on change. But I'm not 100% sure that that's true, so we're just gonna be a little bit smarter than that. I need to make this available on iOS 7.16. macOS 13. So let's go ahead and build this. And my hope is that I tap it. On change of is only available in iOS 17 or newer. What are you talking about? On change. On change of perform? Really? Was tapped perform value in... Oh, I see what's going on. Okay, so the reason why that didn't work was because I didn't put this in here. That should work. There we go. Build and run. Now the problem is figuring out when this app is actually running. Okay, we're gonna make it blue until we figure out how this works, because we need to figure out when the app is actually running. There we go. Okay. So I'm tapping it and nothing is happening. So either our tap gesture isn't working, or it's changing too fast to actually do anything. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a print here. Tapped, changed. Yeah, let's just do that. And then we can take a look at this. I feel like I'm syncing. Okay, so was tap changed, and it happened twice. So that's a bummer. Well, okay, so it did fire twice. So I don't know. Okay, I think what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to just... I don't know. That's a good question. How are we gonna do this? I mean, we could give it a timer and say that it's gonna blink for some number of time. But, yeah, why not? Let's try that. So, was tapped false. Private let timer equals timer publish every 1/60th of a second on main in default. And then instead of on change, we do on publish, on receive. Yeah, that's it. Timer. Oh, wait, we also need to add the .auto connect on here. Yeah. Perform. Who needs all this? Perform was tapped equals false. So that should set it for at least 1/60th of a second. There we go. Very hard to see that happening, but I don't know if that's even coming across on Twitch. Okay, yeah, it is. So it does blink for a single frame. Oh, maybe it doesn't come across on Twitch. It comes across on Twitch sometimes. But yeah. So it will blink for a single frame. I'm wondering if I should maybe make it like 2 frames or something. Very quick clap. Yeah. You know, give it a little bit of wiggle room. Well, now it seems like it's working less well. Give it like 1/5 of a second. How many frames would that be? At 60 frames a second, that's... Why can I not do 60 divided by 5 in my head right now? 12! There we go. It's 12 frames. That seems almost too slow. Oh, hang on. This is going to be highly dependent on when you do that. Crap. Okay. I understand what's going on here. We need this to basically kick off the timer when we do that, right? We need it to wait for that time, because if otherwise, like, you could set it right before that publish happens. Can we just do this as like a task? There's nsec per sec, and then we need nsec. There's an nsec per msec. So, how many milliseconds is a frame? So that's 16 milliseconds. So then, yeah, let's get rid of the timer. Let's just set it like that. Try. Sure. Let's just like force unwrap this. This is an app that I'm not actually releasing. It's okay if I can just kill it, right? So on tapped, we're going to set it to true. Then we're going to wait 16 milliseconds and then we're going to unset it. Okay. I think that works. That actually seems more stable than the first one that we had. And then, yeah, if we want it to be 1/30, that would be 33 milliseconds. That'll be 1 frame at 30 frames per second. Yeah, no, I think that actually works better. Watching it on stream. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right. There's our app. By which I mean there's our iPhone app. Ship it. That's it. That's the whole app. It just, you tap it and it blinks. Okay. No. We also need it to send a signal. And then I think what we need... Now, here's what I'm trying to figure out. What is our Mac app going to look like? Is our Mac app just going to be a window that we can have? And then we can just quit the app afterwards, right? Yeah, I think that's fine. So let's see if on tap gesture just translates to an on click on the Mac. Can we do that? Hey, look at that. Perfect. Nailed it. Multi-platform app. Perfect. This is our... We can do this, and we can do this, and that's the whole app. All right. Yeah, because if I have this open, I can sync this, and then I can quit the app, and then it doesn't matter. So I think that's good. What we need to do next is we need to have our on Clipboard... Sorry, on Clipboard? What am I saying? On tapped, send a signal, and flash. And then we need, like, on receive a signal, also flash. So let's try that. So let's extract this code out to flash. And yeah, this is an async thing, so that's fine. On tap gesture, flash. Perfect. Make sure it still runs. Perfect. Let's say, yeah, let's set this back to my test phone. So yeah, now we need our communicator. And what that's going to do is it's going to send out a signal. And then we also need like a receive signal. I think those are the two bits that we need. And can we do this all with async? That would be great if we could. So let's call this enum communicator. Static func send signal. And then I think we also want almost a async stream of void. Basically, yeah. Put this here for now. That may make it need to be not an enum, but we'll come back to that part. Send signal. this is going to do some stuff with core Bluetooth. The end. That's all it really needs to do, right? So now the next question is the way that we get these set up. So core Bluetooth, the way that it works is you have two types of devices. You have a central device and you have a peripheral device. And you need one to kind of be, it's kind of like a server client architecture. That's a moderately okay way of thinking about it. Where your central is the server and your client is the peripheral. But kind of both things can be both. It's not really yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this sample shows how to transfer data between two iOS devices, with one acting as Bluetooth central and the other acting as peripheral, by using a CV characteristic on the peripheral side that changes its value. The value change is automatically picked up on the central side. The sample shows how the central side can write data to a characteristic on the peripheral side. So I think we want to say that the Mac is always the central, which seems weird considering it's the phone that will be sending the signals. But that's kind of how it works on Bluetooth, is that the device sending the signals is the peripheral. Because, you know, if you imagine like, oh, I've got like a, you know, heart rate monitor or something, it's what's sending the signals, but your phone is going to be central to it. So I think that is what we want. So yeah, as a central, we scan for peripherals. We get that information. We connect to it. Yeah, I mean, this was kind of why I wanted to avoid it. I thought there was a way that we could do this where we didn't need to connect. We could just, like, listen. Just like for a broadcast. If we can't do that, then maybe we do just go back to multi-pair connectivity. Because that also requires pairing. I think there was going to be a but there, but there's no but there. I don't know. That also requires pairing. So I don't actually know which one of these is even easier. It's not really either one, I guess. This is going to have a delegate, so this can't be an enum. This has to be a class. Yeah, because we need a CB peripheral manager delegate, CB central manager delegate, all of these types of things. So maybe what we're going to do instead is we're going to have a class called a signal sender and a class that is a signal receiver. And that's kind of how it's going to go. Maybe. Yeah, I think that can work. So what we need to do first is our signal sender. That's going to be our peripheral. That's going to be our phone. The receiver is going to be our central. This is going to be the Mac. And why did I put send signal on the receiver? That was super dumb. So I think what we need to do, sorry. Yeah. I think we need to start looking at this code. We need, oh yeah, we will also need these usage descriptions. We'll come back to that part. But yeah, I think what we need to do is we need to, the device running in central mode creates a central manager, assigning the central view controller as the manager's delegate. We're not going to do that. We're going to make our receiver be the delegate. It calls scan for peripherals to discover other Bluetooth devices, passing in the UUID of the service it's searching for. So we will need to create a UUID. Let's go do that. Terminal, not terminal, Emacs. There's our UUID. Nobody steal it from me. Okay, so there's our service. Where's my pen and paper? All right. So there's our service UUID. So we need to set up a central manager, and we need to start scanning for peripherals. I think that's what we're going to do. So sender, no, receiver needs that. So we're going to we're going to just get rid of that for a second. Init and a func with 3 C's apparently. Start scanning. So we need a central manager. CB central manager. We can give it a delegate and a queue. I think we do want to give it a delegate. I mean, I guess we have to give it a queue. Maybe we can pass it nil. I'm not sure what you're trying to say. So this would have to be self. So I think this is always the fun part of even with the what, and I kind of gathered that it was supposed to be a what. I still don't know what that sentence is supposed to mean. What is this C for fun? I don't know what that means. Can we change the delegate on this later? Good. Okay, we can. I was gonna say, like, sometimes you can't change the delegate later, so then it makes it really hard to have the, like, let there, because... Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. It was a Kotlin joke. See, I was putting in all of the extra C's that you normally just ignore. So that's why I had a fun CCC. Okay, can I pass in a nil delegate? Yeah, nil delegate, nil queue. And then, I guess I don't need the self since there's not going to be any other ones. Central manager dot delegate equals self. You appreciate you helping add C's. If you want to start making iOS apps, is React Native a good option? That is a complicated question. No. It's not a bad option. It depends on your specifics. Do you already know JavaScript? If so, then yes, it's obviously a better option than most other ones that you're gonna have. Especially if you know React, like the like general React concepts. It's gonna be a good option. Do you want to be a mobile developer in the long run? It might not be the best option. It might be better to just get started on learning one of the 2 native projects. Yeah, you're a front-end dev. I mean, yeah, then it's going to be a good place to start. And you will learn a lot about the various mobile platforms and stuff. You're just tired of making websites. I mean, yeah, that is a good way to get started with that. It's not even like if you only want to make iOS versus if you only want to make Android. Like there was a time, this was before Kotlin was really popular, or at least before Kotlin had like official support from Google, where I would have been like, even if I'm going to build like a Android app on its own, I'm going to use React Native because Java is bad and I don't like it. And Android Studio at that time was also pretty bad. It's gotten better. Kotlin is way nicer, and Android Studio has gotten a lot better. So I don't necessarily feel that way anymore. But yeah, if you're just looking to get into like what is building a mobile app even like, what are the kinds of things that are possible, what are the kinds of things that are available, yeah, you can do a lot worse than React Native as like a, hey, I already know React and I want to get into learning this kind of stuff. If you're looking to be like a mobile developer focus type thing, I would eventually start to pick up some of the other languages. You're going to kind of do that just through React Native anyway, just because, you know, you're going to have to do some kind of communication with the system eventually. Unfortunately, in iOS with React Native, that means Objective-C and not Swift. I believe it is possible with Kotlin on Android. Mono would have to correct me on that one. So I would try to, if you really want to, like, if you like it and you want to get into mobile dev, I would try to pick that up eventually. But yeah, like getting your foot in the door, React Native is a totally fine option, especially given that you say you already know React and you already know JavaScript. Yeah, no, I think that that's a totally reasonable use case for React Native. And yeah, Expo is really cool because it gets you off the ground a lot faster than having to set up all of React Native yourself. I think even like the React Native thing like suggests getting started with Expo these days, don't they? Where's like the get started? No, I mean, here, the above is a snack player. It's a handy tool created by Expo. I was looking for like the new, like, here's how to just begin getting started. Oh, environment setup. It's probably in here, yeah. Setting up the development environment. Yeah, npx create Expo app. So yeah, if you just follow, oops, I'm sorry, I did not mean to punch the phone by gesturing too dramatically. Even if you're just getting started, like they suggest use Expo. Just yeah, it's a good tool. It's really easy to help get you up and running pretty quickly. And that sounds like the kind of thing that you're after. Okay, anyway, we're creating a central manager. We're setting this up. We are making ourselves a CB manager delegate. Yeah, you probably want to try out native at some point in the future, especially if you're looking to be like a full native developer, or a full mobile developer, sorry. But yeah, just for the purposes of learning and kind of getting an understanding of mobile concepts, yeah, React Native is a great way to get started with that. Perfect. Okay. So we set up our central manager delegate. We say that we did update state. And then I think what we want to do is we're going to start scanning. So central manager start scan for peripherals. There we go. With services, and we need a core Bluetooth UUID. Okay, can we actually do that here? Service UUID string static let service UUID equals CB UUID string. I don't think this will work because those don't build on each other. Oh, they do. Okay, cool. Easy enough. Service UUID. Constants, that's service UUID. So yeah, that'll scan for peripherals. Is did update state actually what we want here? I don't think it is. Trying to remember all of these. Did discover peripheral. This is what we're looking for. So actually, I think it kind of moderately regressed after Facebook kind of abandoned the community. So a lot of this stuff was left to the community that was previously possible in React Native Core. They're like, nope, this is a plugin now. Have fun. But I mean, for the majority of apps, I think you won't run into anything like that. It's only going to be stuff like, oh, I want to use a specific device or like hardware feature, or I want to work with, you know, an obscure framework. You know, if you're going to work with the ML stuff, for example, yeah, you're probably going to be a little bit more on your own, or you're going to have to pick between multiple different community projects, that kind of stuff. But I don't think that's something that, you know, just getting into it, you're going to have to worry about. Yeah, there we go. Did discover. I'm also going to get rid of this, or at least set it to 150. Actually, just get rid of the page calling all. So we did discover. This is basically saying, hey, we found something and we got scanned. I think what we're going to do there is we're going to connect to that peripheral, and then we're going to start listening to things on that peripheral. You do a bit of background service things in your Android app. Not sure that's possible in React Native, but that's a very specific thing. Yeah, I don't know what the state of those kinds of things is these days. Hey, thank you for the follow, Bash SKGB. Which one should you be learning, SwiftUI or UIKit? Now that's an even more complicated question. I would start with React Native. I would start there. Given that you start with React Native and you have experience with React type stuff, the whole like declarative programming interface, I would then go to SwiftUI. I think that is gonna match your understanding of things a little bit better if you're more familiar with React Native. But again, and yeah, I mean, most places are gonna be doing SwiftUI, at least a little bit of SwiftUI at this point. And so, yeah, if that's what you know, I don't think that's gonna be a big problem. You will, again, just kind of like I said, things you're gonna have to pick up eventually. Yeah, you'll probably have to pick up UIKit eventually, but SwiftUI, again, great place to start. I mean, obviously, that's what I'm doing here. This is all SwiftUI. Most of what I've written on stream over the last couple months has been SwiftUI. My two big apps are almost still. Let me restart that sentence. Like, abort. Start over. My two big apps are still mostly UIKit. I'm porting one of my iOS apps to visionOS, the Apple headset. And that is almost entirely SwiftUI at this point. So I'm moving a lot of stuff that was previously UIKit to SwiftUI. I also have a bug in one of the apps that is basically down to like terrible state management in UIKit. And I'm going to rewrite that feature of my app in SwiftUI just because it works with what that app is doing a lot better. With that feature is doing a lot better. So I'm slowly migrating stuff over. And yeah, I think SwiftUI. No, the other way around. SwiftUI is the newer one. UIKit is kind of older. But most places have picked it up now. Yeah, the other way around. Yep. What's the difference between both? So SwiftUI is very much inspired by React. It is the declarative style that you have with React, where, you know, you just kind of like, I have a state, and then everything is just a derivative of that state. Whereas UIKit is a more traditional object-oriented type UI where you set things up and you like, I'm going to create this button and I'm going to place this button in a specific spot, and you don't like define a structure. You're literally creating things and putting them where you want. Imperative. Is that the way that you describe it? Because imperative to me means like C. Like when this predates my time. You know, like you have imperative, then you had object oriented, and then you have like functional. Good evening, Compile Swift. Sorry, I saw you say good evening, and then I was too busy finishing my thoughts to say hello, but I will say it now. Hello, how are you doing? So I think right now all I want to do is just print got connected. UIKit is known as an imperative framework, which simply means you're stating how. Okay, yeah, sure. So hope everyone's doing well. Doing pretty good. Had an idea for a new stupid little app that I can use for working on my YouTube videos. So that's what I'm doing tonight. AKA, I'm procrastinating on doing the actual YouTube video. Hey, thanks for the follow, DJ Vikings in the Road. I'm gonna have a problem soon. I'm having a real problem. Thank you for the follow, hit a list. Coco is automating clapping to start a video. That is exactly what I'm doing. Make tools to avoid the content. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let me show you what this app is right now. Let's finish printing this. Got new state central.state. So let's show this way cool app that I got. There you go. It's black. It's a black screen. You tap on it and it turns red. Look at that. That's an app. But guess what? It doesn't stop there. It's also a Mac app. And it's red black. And if you click it, it turns red. That's what that app does. It's a perfect app. Let's explain what that's supposed to do. Eventually, it's going to be when you tap either one, they both go. So that you can synchronize video feeds. That's what's going to happen. Does Xcode compile multiple targets? It does. It's like most JavaScript developers, we can make an app or we can make another framework this week. Fair. No, so this is what I'm doing right now. So I've got, yeah, I'm setting up some Bluetooth stuff to have that connection happen. I should leave this here. Or you know what I should really do? I should take advantage of the fact that I made that thing to hide that and actually hide it. So yeah, so we're basically setting up a signal receiver. Now this is where things get tricky. I don't know why. It's not all that tricky. So let's go to our Clapboard app. We're gonna say, nope, not this one. We're gonna go to our content view. And we're gonna give ourselves a signal receiver. Can you compile Objective-C or Swift on Windows, or do you need Apple hardware? That is a interesting question. You can compile both Objective-C and Swift on Windows. Well, okay. You can definitely compile Swift on Windows. I'm pretty sure you can compile Objective-C on Windows, but you cannot necessarily compile iOS apps on Windows. What you can do, so there is a Swift open source project, and so you can make like scripts or even server backends in Swift on Windows. There's a very cool tool for that called vapor.codes. And this you can build on macOS, Linux, iOS, sorry, not iOS, Windows. That all works there. And so they have Windows tools for that. So if you just want to learn Swift itself, you can totally do that on Windows. If you are trying to build an iOS app, though, you definitely need Mac hardware to do that. Now, what is nice is that you can do Swift business logic and stuff all on Windows, and you need to I think that was a pun, Mono, at one point. And the pun no longer exists because of async await. But it used to be that everything in Vapor was a future. And so that was probably a pun around the fact that, like, everything in Vapor was called futures. And so my guess is that was a joke that is no longer relevant. That would be my guess. But yes, otherwise that is very bold. But yeah, I don't remember what else I was gonna say. But yeah, if you're gonna build like an actual app for an Apple platform, you do need a Mac to build that eventually. What's nice is you can do a lot of that kind of stuff with GitHub's. What are we going on here? GitHub's code spaces. Not code spaces, but GitHub Actions. Sorry. And so you can like build a thing and then kick it off to GitHub Actions to build it, and then get an iOS app that way. That's another way of cheating the system. But those are your options for trying to compile Swift on there. And then, yeah, I think there are Objective-C compilers on Windows, but you're probably not going to be able to do anything super useful with them. Yeah. Here's something about it from 2008. But yeah, it exists, but yeah, because you can just use GCC to compile it. But yeah, you're not gonna have any of the frameworks or anything like that. At least with Swift, like the new Foundation framework that they're building, that's pure Swift. Like you'll have Foundation in there. And Foundation is a lot of code. Whereas what you get with Objective-C without a Foundation, you're not going to get a whole lot. Because you're not even going to have NS Object. And I don't know what you're going to get out of Objective-C without NS Object. Some of that kind of stuff. So yeah, Objective-C on non-Apple platforms is probably not super useful. Forgot what I named this thing. Signal receiver. That's what I named it. So I think what we're going to do is like dot on appear. On appear if we're on the Mac. Then we start listening to our receiver. Yeah, else we're going to do something on the scanner, or the sender. But we don't need to worry about that yet because we don't have our sender yet. So let's build and run this on the Mac, and we'll see what, if anything, we log. Got new state, CB manager state, raw value 2. Okay, well, what is CB manager state, raw value 2? Is this the order? Nope. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Sorry. 0, 2. Unsupported. A state that indicates this device doesn't support the Bluetooth low energy central or client role. So the Mac can't be a Bluetooth central? Well, that's a bummer. Can we make our phone central? And then my question is, can we make... Well, we're going to have to do this. Sorry, stop. Stop dots. Then our phone would have to be the receiver. I don't think I super love. Okay, this app has crashed because it attempted... Oh, we never did put this in. Let's see if maybe that's the problem. Where is our project build settings? Yeah, there we go. Bluetooth. We're gonna have to clean that up at some point, but can only accept this command while in the powered on state. How do we tell it to power on? You just need to like lend out the thing. Thank you for the contribution to the Coco Type Gaming stream, Compile Swift. How do I check where we are on that? Because I can look at the individual rewards, but I don't seem to be able to look at the, like, community rewards. Oh, maybe it's in here. Yeah, here we go. 11,858 points. We're not far enough. See, I'm doing more streams to give you guys more points. You cannot submit more than 2,000 per stream, and I can't control that, unfortunately. That 2,000 max is set by Twitter. He contributed 3,858 total, but he's done that over 2 separate streams. My guess is that he contributed 2,000 the other night, and he contributed 1,858 just now. Yeah, and so I know Adam Wolf contributed 2,000 last time, and so now he contributed another 2,000. So that's 4,000 total. Yeah, there we go. Monomath. And that is the better use of those points. Does Xcode really crash that much? It didn't used to. But, or sorry, no, it used to be a lot worse. It's gotten better, but it still crashes often enough that it's a funny joke to have it force crash. It crashes a lot on the stream due to people purposely crashing it. All right, so we need to figure out how to get it into the powered on state. So like, let's turn off start scanning. Like, let's just have this not do anything. All we're going to do is we're going to sit here and wait. Yeah, it sure has to think a lot sometimes. That definitely still exists. That's what it's there for, Fury. That is what those points are there for. Or what that redemption is there for. You can crash it all you want. Well, not all you want. If you're one of the people with the emote crashes, and you start spamming it. It might take away your productivity. Or your privileges. Nobody thankfully has abused that yet, so it's not a big deal. Oh, hey. I figured out what the problem is. We have this sign here that we got to click OK to. And then maybe we'll get the right state. Okay, there we go. CB Central Manager State. CB Central Manager State. Where was it? 5. What is 5? Powered on. Cool. Yeah, exactly. I'm the one who put it there, so if somebody uses it, that's not my problem. Okay, so maybe we don't need a scan for peripherals or start scanning. Maybe all we need to do is like if central dot state double equals powered on, scan for peripherals. So then we don't need that start scanning at all. We're just gonna wait for powered on, and then we start scanning on our own. And then it's not gonna discover anything. Yeah, you're just QA testing my crash Xcode code. That's great. All right, so now that that works, actually let's try the Mac. And then if that doesn't work, I have another theory before we, really get screwed up. Still new state raw value 2, which I believe was the unsupported state. Yeah, okay. It is a Mac app, which means we have to deal with a sandbox, which means we have to check this box right here that says, yeah, we allow Bluetooth to exist. Let's try that. And is there anything down here? It doesn't look like it. Clapboard would like to use Bluetooth. Hey, now we have the right state. Cool. So we can set this up the way that I want. I'm much happier with that. Because I think the phone should be the sender. And the Mac should be the receiver. You need a poll? Done. Based on our discussion the other day where you yelled at me. I yelled at you? I don't remember yelling at you. I don't think we were even on a thing where I could yell at people. I don't remember this discussion. But anyway, I set up a poll that says, does Monitor need a poll? Do you? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. No. You're not allowed to kill apps on your phone. I'm not... there's no democracy there. If you do that, you're a bad person. For two-way communication, do you have to set up double? No... question mark. You have to set up one as the central and one as the peripheral. You do not need to have both of them be central and both of them be peripheral. Yeah, see, you're both terrible people. That means none of your background stuff works. It means you don't have automatic app refresh. It means you don't have state restoration. Yeah, exactly. It prevents notifications and background tasks. Lactation tracking is too nosy. Hey, Divorce Fork, how are you doing? Doing great? Awesome. All right, so there's our signal receiver. So I guess we decided we don't need that. Start scanning. Now, here's the problem, though. Now, when we do this, we're always going to set up as the receiver. I don't know if this is a problem, but it might eventually be a problem. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's create our sender. Private let sender equals signal sender. We're going to set our sender up as the peripheral. So let's private let peripheral manager. Nope. Peripheral manager equals CB peripheral manager without a delegate. Ooh, can I do that with CB central manager? Because that would be a lot easier. Yeah. Peripheral manager dot delegate equals self, which means we need to mark ourselves as being a CB peripheral delegate. Cool. So let's go do that. CB peripheral manager delegate. Sorry. Get ourselves our protocol stubs, did update state. Hey, we're probably going to want the exact same stuff here. Peripheral manager delegate. Even sounding it out, I can't spell it. Okay, did update state. Let's just do this again as well. Peripheral state, blah, blah, blah. And then my guess is we're going to need, yeah, something similar. If peripheral dot state double equals dot powered on. We don't really have a, is advertising? Maybe like start advertising? Ooh, we can start advertising. Well, that's probably exactly what we want then. Peripheral start advertising, and then we don't really need nil. We don't really need anything else, yeah. So then once we start advertising, do we need anything else? Yeah, let's build and run. So that's got 2 new CB manager states. Interesting. Why did we get 2 new CB manager states? Oh, manager state. Yeah, no, that's okay. Hang on. Got new peripheral state. Got new central state. Heathens deserve what they've wrought. Exactly. Okay, so yeah, now our Mac app has both states. So now I'm going to build this again for my phone. And what we should see is we should see them connect to each other. Why is it saying that the entitlements file is modified during the build? We're gonna just kill it. Why is the entitlements file getting changed during the build? That doesn't make any sense. Correct. The apps don't relaunch if you completely reboot your phone. Entitlements file was modified during the build. You know what? We're going to kill Xcode ourselves. Because I don't trust it. Nope. Still failing? Why would that... Like, why is that changing? Entitlements file... changed during the build. I fixed this with product clean build folder. Okay. I mean, but what you're suggesting, Mono, is that basically killing an app should not kill an app. That's what you're suggesting. And then in that point, there's no reason for you to be swiping those away anyway. By changing it, what it would be doing is not killing the app. If background services are still running and notifications are still happening and you're going to restore your state to a potentially bad state, you're not killing the app. All right, there's the iOS app. Let's build the Mac app. And what we should see is a connection, but we don't. Why don't we? Don't know. Let's find out. So we are scanning for peripherals. Do I need to specify? Yeah, we probably need to actually give ourselves a service ID. That would help. Start advertising. Our advertisement data includes what? String to any. But what advertisement do we need? Start advertising. I feel like there needs to be a... Yeah, okay. The peripheral manager only supports two keys, local name key and advertisement data service UUIDs key. And this would be an array of service UUIDs. Okay, so advertisement data, blah, 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 dot. I guess we would just need constants dot service UUID. Is that what we want? So that's advertising this. Did that. We're not running on the phone. You can do all of those on iOS. All three of those. Well, updating... I think you can do updating a notification. I know you can do collapsing notifications, and I know you can choose not to show a notification. I don't know about updating a notification, but I feel like you can. Oops, I don't want to run this on a simulator. Gross. Hey, discovered peripheral. Look at that. Okay, so... I guess we need to write something else. I don't have the time to do something for mono. CB. What was the other key that it would let me have? Because I feel like I need that local name key. Yeah. Did you watch me copy and paste this thing and then it didn't actually copy it? That was fun. Can I get like UI device name? Current dot name. Or at least system name. No, not system name. I want like device type. Cannot find UI device in scope. Really? But you're not asking them not to close the app. You're asking them not to kill the app. Those are two different things. And I can't use UIKit on the Mac. Yep, that's true. This is true. Yeah, I vaguely remembered that, but I thought I could get away with it. It's still discover. Okay, so it's just like constantly discovering this peripheral. Weird, but okay. Okay, so basically what we're going to say is whenever we discover a peripheral, we're going to choose to connect to that peripheral. Yeah, I guess that's all we want to do. Peripheral dot connect. No, what is it? Central dot connect peripheral. And then once we connect to the peripheral, we're going to basically just sit there and listen for advertisements, I guess. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet. We'll figure it out. There's our Mac app. I need a way in Xcode to say, go ahead and build this for both devices at the same time. Canceling connection for unused peripheral. Did you forget to keep a reference to it? Do I need to keep a reference to my CB peripheral? Gross. I guess what I want is did discover peripheral. You must retain a local copy of the peripheral if you want to perform commands on it. Fine. Be that way. The whole point of the app is more reliable push notifications? That definitely doesn't seem like something you should be trying to do at an app level. I mean, making notifications more reliable should be Apple's job. Discovered peripheral, central.connect. Okay, so I think what we're going to do here is we're going to add discovered peripherals.append peripheral. And I guess we need like a did disconnect, central manager CB, central manager delegate. Did lose. Connection event did occur, did fail to connect, did disconnect. Did connect, but where's, yeah, did discover peripheral. Then I almost need like a did undiscover. I mean, there's a lot more people that use notifications than use Xcode. Compile Swift. I don't know if you know this, but most iOS users are not developers. Shocking, I'm aware. Silent is low priority, so less reliable, regardless of app state. What do you mean by less reliable? Hey, connected peripheral. Now, what's weird is, like, why is it connecting like so many different peripherals? Okay, we're gonna kill that. I'm gonna say it's okay that we keep getting those different things. I don't know, maybe not. I'm trying to think of, yeah. Like, why were we continually getting the same ones? Oh, is reconnecting. Is this something new that they added? Did disconnect peripheral, is reconnecting. Weird. I don't know that I care. Oh, I do want to show off something else, though. I'm realizing that I'm doing all of these prints, and what we should be doing, we should be using the cool new OS log stuff, so we can filter it away. Yes, print. Instead of print, we're gonna do OS log. I thought they had a new fancy one. I guess we can use the old one. Log level. Oh, come on. I mean, we do want our message, but got new central state %@ central.state. But what is our log level? Dot is it, what's the lowest level? Is it just debug or is it info? I think it's debug. I cannot convert value of type CB manager state. Oh, we don't want it to be. Oops. OS log. OS log message. Oh, okay. Hang on. I think we want type. Yeah, type message args. I think that's what we want. So all of those are not, what's the word I'm looking for? All of these are not labeled. So just .debug message arg. Okay. So literally all I need to do is just get rid of that, and that should build. No? Does not conform to expected type cvar arg. This message may be a bit long. Hey, it happens. Oh God. System treats background notifications as low priority. You can use them to refresh your app's content, but the system doesn't guarantee their delivery. In addition, the system may throttle... Yeah, okay. I understand what you mean by less reliable then. Yes. But... I'm trying to understand what I'm saying. Current thought is notifications are regular high priority notifications from the server, then silent push for other things because I think silent is a low priority, so less reliable. Why you don't think silent will work? No, they definitely don't throttle all notifications. I can tell you that much. They definitely don't do that. What was I trying to say? There was something I was trying to say. What? I don't understand what you were trying to do with regards to making the notifications more reliable. If the whole thing is that when they're silent, they're not reliable. I guess I'm not quite understanding what's going on there. A high priority regular notification should wake the system up if the phone is in a doze mode. Yes. Correct. True. I guess what I'm asking is, how are you making it more reliable by building on something that's not reliable to begin with? Oh, I forgot that you have to be on one of the newer systems to use the newer thing. Also, it gets logged as private. But this is the cool new stuff that you can do, is you can actually say, oh, give me like a timestamp here. And it doesn't work because I'm not on the new system. So, well, that was pointless. But if I was on iOS 17, that'd be really cool. You'd be all like, oh man, that's really cool right now. And you just said that, but it's not cool. Because I'm not on iOS 17 or Sonoma. So it's less cool. All right. In that case, we're not going to worry about this. We are connected. What we need to do next is we need to actually have this send the signal, right? So CB peripheral manager. I guess that would be what would send the thing. Add a service. Ooh, hang on. Publishes a service and any of its associated characteristics and characteristic descriptors to the local GAT database. So we can start advertising. Update value for characteristic. Yeah, this is what we need. So we need all of these characteristics, basically. Ooh, set desired connection latency. Low. Prioritizes rapid communication over battery life. Yes, I would love that. Let's do that later. But yeah, so we need to set up, yeah, I'm vaguely remembering this now. We need to set up a characteristic and a, what was the other one? Service. Publishes a service and any of its associated characteristics and characteristic descriptors. So we need to create a CB mutable service. Create that. Add some characteristics to it. Init with a type UUID, CBID is primary. Yes, yes, yes. These are all the things that we want. And yeah, so let's go with, yeah, let's start doing this. Class signal service is a CB service. I guess it has to be a CB mutable service. Super.init with constants.service ID. Primary is true. Perfect. Signal characteristic is also a CB mutable, sorry, is a CB mutable characteristic. Init super.init with type. So we've got the service UUID. We need a characteristic UUID. I don't think they can be the same. Fortunately, it's pretty cheap to go generate a new UUID. Okay, type is constants.characteristic UUID. Properties. I think this is just read. A property that indicates a peripheral can read the characteristics value. Write the characteristics value. Indicate. No, indicate. We definitely need indicate and notify. I don't remember which order these go in, though. Can I just put them all in there? Read, write, indicate, notify. Value is... I don't remember. Permissions is... readable and writable. I'm assuming this is also a... and then our value is nil. So yeah, so we need to add this to our CB peripheral manager. Is that really correct? That doesn't seem correct. I guess it is. Okay. It has been a while since I've done all of this, but it does... Yes, I saw it. Compile Swift. I'm not happy about it. So, where do I need to do this? I guess in here, same deal. I need to just add my service. Peripheral dot add. Wait, why do I add this to the service? Oh yeah, peripheral dot. Okay, so this should be renamed peripheral manager. We'll come back to that. Add signal service. And then I guess here is where I would need to add the characteristic. CB peripheral manager. Add service. Oh, do I set the characteristics here? Okay, so I think that's what it is. So it's just characteristics equals signal characteristic. There we go. Peripheral, add signal service, add blah, blah, blah. And then can I actually just do signal service dot UID? Look at that. Okay, add service, start advertising, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we got all of that. And I think the last thing that we need to do is we need to actually figure out how to tell that service to send a notification. We can do an update value on subscribe. Okay, a list of centrals that have subscribed to receive updates. If nil, the manager updates all subscribed centrals. So we also need to have it decide what is central. So we also need to set up our service purposely here. Okay, that's fine. Private, not private, actually. Let characteristic equals signal characteristic. Characteristic. Sweet. So then we set up our service. And then sending a signal, all we do is service dot characteristic dot update. No. Do we do peripheral manager? Update value. There we go. Update value. And then we need some kind of data here. Which can we just do like a data from an int? Because an int should just be a byte, right? Or 2 bytes. Basically, I want the current timestamp. So I would take date. I would turn date into an int. Or honestly, can I just do a double to a date? Or double to, yeah. Swift, double to data. I don't know. It's the easiest way to do this. Data can be created from a value simply by doing that. Oh, that's fine. That makes life easier. Can I just do that? Maybe. Signal.peripheral. Service.peripheral. Service.characteristic. Jesus. Nil. Requires the date conform to sequence. With unsafe byte, invokes the closure with a buffer pointer. Okay, so that's fine. Let data equals with unsafe pointer to date with unsafe bytes. Sorry, with unsafe bytes of date. So there's our data given the current date, and then we'll just send that data. Let's rename this to timestamp. Service.characteristic. Instance member peripheral manager cannot be used on type signal sender. Oh, this shouldn't be a static func. It should just be a func. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So now, yeah, we have the ability to send the signal. We update the value. So now I think our receiver needs to like detect the services on the connected peripheral, right? CB peripheral, discover services. Look at that. Do I actually need to do any of this? Setting notifications for a characteristic value. Yeah, do I need to actually call discover services? Pass in a UUID. You can provide an array. When you do, the peripheral returns only the services of the peripheral that match the provided UUIDs. Calls did discover services of its delegate object. You can then access them through the peripheral services property. So my guess is I actually do need to discover. I probably do need to discover, and then I can set a notify value in that did discover. Maybe that's how that works. Let's try that. So peripheral dot discover services. And our UUID is just going to be constants.service UUID. And so now we need our did discover. Ooh, hold on. We need to be a CB peripheral delegate. Yeah, there we go. Do we need... Okay, so once we do discover our services, do we also need to discover the characteristics? I guess so. Gross. I hate that. Yeah, I guess we do. Okay, well, fine. So we discover services, we get the service. Okay, so the other thing that we need to do is peripheral.delegate equals self. Peripheral discover services, did discover services, then we need to... Now, here's the thing. Did discover services, error. But how do I get the actual service? I guess then is where I just loop through the list, right? Okay. Peripheral dot services dot first where $0 dot UUID. Alright, heck, is primary. I don't actually care about this. Let guard let characteristic. No, guard let service equals that. Else return. Peripheral discover characteristics constant dot characteristic UID for service. Okay, so then we need to discover characteristics for service. And so then we need guard let characteristics singular equals service dot characteristics dot first else return. And then finally, I think we can actually start listening to the notifications on here. And so then it's set notify value true for characteristic. And this goes on our peripheral manager? No. Crap. On our peripheral. Okay. Peripheral dot set notify value true for characteristic. Okay. Let's also throw some extra logging in here so we know what's going on. If we get an error, then we want to say dot error failed to find service with error, string describing error. Failed to find characteristic. With error. And then debug wise, we need to say discovered service, string describing service, discovered characteristic, string describing characteristic. Okay, let's build both things again. I think we're close to it actually working. Failed to find service with error. Well, yeah, it would, because it's running an old version of the thing. Okay, let's start over. Let's not connect to the Mac yet. Okay, got new central state, got new peripheral state. Perfect. Run, not on the simulator. Why do I keep doing that? Run on the Mac. Okay, discovered all of these things. I don't know why it is discovering them a million times. It seems like a terrible plan, but whatever. I don't know. Okay, so now I need to actually be able to send stuff, which we do. We say update value timestamp for characteristic. So basically, I think the last thing that I need to do is like find our actual notify value. Which is that part of our CV peripheral delegate? Is that part of our... What is that part of? Ooh, good God. Okay. Managing notifications. Did update notification state. Tell the delegate the peripheral received a request. Oh, no, this isn't what we want. We don't want to write. I guess we want did update value. Tells the delegate that retrieving the specific character's value succeeded or that the characteristic's value changed. Yeah, okay. So this is what we want. Did update value for characteristic. Okay. So I think that's all we put there. And then the last thing that I think we need to do is we need to actually send signal. Send signal. Okay, on tap gesture, sender dot send signal. Yeah? Okay, we're gonna rebuild and run both apps. Here's the Mac app. Here's the iPhone app. The delegate for private does not do modify services. I mean, okay. I don't know if that's a problem. Anyway, so we're looking at the thing for my phone, so I think we should send from here. Click that. Did we actually get anything? Did update value for characteristic. Sweet. Okay. So now, I think what we need is we need to actually hook all of this up. I think we're getting somewhere. We do have them communicating with each other. That's a start. So now let's make it actually do something in response to that. So we have a send. Yeah, that's really all we need. Let's also go send that latency thing, right? That was the thing. Was that in CV peripheral delegate? Peripheral manager, sorry. Set desired connection latency. Yeah. Which one's a peripheral delegate? This one right here. Did update state. Wait, where do we want this? Well, we need this for a given central, so... Okay, maybe we... Did start advertising. Peripheral manager central did subscribe to characteristics. Okay, so maybe when we get a subscription, then we tell it to speed up. Let's do that. Okay. Ever sender, we send. So then, yeah, I think what we need is we need our continuation. I don't remember what that is. Async stream. Yeah, async stream. Blah. Yeah, so we need our continuation in here. This, where do we put this? var signals. Okay, yeah, this is the problem. I saw that they have a Swift proposal to fix this. Async stream void. Because do these both need to be this? I'm trying to remember the way that this works. I think I have this in Kineo. Let's go look this up. Ah, yes, Zoog song. How could I have forgotten? In the init, we do that. We get our continuation. Oh god, did I try to make this actually work? That's a terrible idea. Do we have it in black highlighter? I tried to avoid having the continuation here. That was a terrible plan. What's an app where I use this? Where is black highlighter? Way down here at the bottom. And I don't have async stream in here at all. Perfect. Okay, well, we're going to go look at that Swift Evolution proposal that I saw. I don't think this was it. I think that I saw an actual Swift Evolution proposal. This isn't it, but it'll get me into the list. Async stream, not back pressure. Where did I put this? No, put this. I didn't put it anywhere. Where did... Are you two fighting? Async Stream Factory. Here we go. It was implemented. Wait, does this already exist? I propose to add a new static method, makeStream, on async stream and async throwing stream. I mean, if this already exists. Async stream dot makeStream. Oh my god, look at that. How does it work? Async stream makeStream of int.self gives me a stream and a continuation. Oh my god. Can I just do this? Let signals async stream void async make stream int void.self. Of void.self. So then this is going to be signals. I guess we would need both. Continuation is an async stream void.continuation. Well, that's easy enough. So if we just drop that let. Perfect. Now we have an async stream, make stream of void self. Look at that. So easy. Thank you, Swift Evolution team, for making something good. Did update value for characteristic. Yeah, so then all we need to do is continuation dot yield. Can I just say yield? And that'll yield a void. Maybe. All right, so now we have our receiver. Okay, so then this just gets a dot task. 408 signal in receiver dot signals. Flash. We don't actually care about what signal is. Maybe try that. Okay, moment of truth. Hey, look at that. What's hilarious is it's actually... I'm hitting it on the phone. And what you're seeing is that it's going to the Mac via Bluetooth and triggering the Mac app faster than the video here of the phone connected via a wire. Sorry, I just dropped everything. Is able to make it over the wire. That signal, I mean, it kind of makes sense because this is a whole video signal and the other thing is just a single byte of Bluetooth data. But it's hilarious because I'm tapping it here and you're seeing that the Mac gets the the Mac app here gets the signal before you see that the phone reacted. But yeah, no, that's, I'm going to watch it on my preview. Yeah, it's pretty close. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's enough to sync up this thing. So that might be it. That's the app. You tap it, and it makes the Clapboard flash. Yeah, I'm gonna turn this off and just test it there. Yeah, I mean that looks perfect. All right, that's the app. Let's clean it up real quick, and then I'll push it to GitHub and publish it all here. But yeah, that's basically it. New group from selection, communication, new file. What do we got? Constants. All of these are going to need import core Bluetooth, so. Import signal service. Sorry, new file. Can we just pull these up side by side? That'd be a lot easier if I can pull this one up over here, because then I can just do bloop, 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 bloop. Guess I don't really need that. Import core Bluetooth. New file, signal characteristic. I guess we don't need the device name anymore. We were using that for debugging purposes, but we don't really need that. We do want to keep the got new peripheral state, but let's change that to OS log. Okay. Yeah, go back here, new file, signal receiver. This is the complicated one. Let's get rid of this line. And then, yeah, we can delete this file entirely. said we can delete this file entirely. I said, there we go. Everything still build? Yes, it does. Does it still run? Yes, it does. Okay, I was gonna say it didn't look like it was triggering my phone, but it is. I just wasn't paying enough attention. Okay. There's the app. Let's publish this. Can I just use this? Switch to project. Developer. Oh. Developer toys. Yeah, see, it's not picking up this other one yet. So I think I have to Magit status it first. Yeah. Control XG. Alright, Control U. Control XG. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Toys. No. One of these days, I will understand how to use Emacs. Today's not that day. Clapboard. There we go. Now let's get it right. There we go. We probably also need to go copy the Git boilerplate. Can we copy the Git boilerplate from... Sorry, the git ignore boilerplate from BD's, I think would be my most recent one. I mean, it seems like it already has an initial commit, which means I probably want to go get rid of that. Like PBX project stuff. But I don't know how to do that. Oh, you know what I can do? There we go. Not removing it without -R. That would help. I think that's all I really need. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so now let's go out to GitHub. Look at this, we're already on GitHub. Go create a new project or projects. I go to your organizations and create it that way. No, maybe. No, I think I need to go into. Think you finally solved your Linux OBS issues? Nice. Let's go into CocoaType. New, here we go. Need to go prepare for another week, have a good stream. I'm basically done, so it's not gonna be too much longer anyway. Public. We'll do a readme later. Git ignore template, none. Choose license, none. Oh yeah, we need a license for this. What's my normal license that I use? Let's go add this. Yeah, have a good week, Compile Swift. MA origin, blah, blah, yes. Push. Hooray. Okay, Let's go add a license at the very least. Turns out your iPhone is drawing quite a lot of power from your USB hub, so your keyboard also plugged in lags. That seems strange. Why would drawing power cause the hub to lag? Okay. Maybe in that case, it's probably not the power drawing that's the problem. It's that it's communicating a lot of data over the hub. Okay. That makes more sense. It's like, why is drawing power causing data lag? Especially enough. It's over Wi-Fi? Okay, no. Now that's back to making no sense. I don't know, man. Why? Yeah, why is a power draw causing data lagging? Like, honestly, a hub should have enough to not be a problem anyway, but like, even if it was data, should be smart enough to not do that, but yeah. I don't know what I don't know what to say about that. That doesn't make any sense. Hey, defibrillator license. Yeah, we're just gonna copy this. All you know is the problem seems to be gone. Hey, that works. Hubs are the weak point. If USB, you wouldn't be surprised if the hardware was minimally capable. Okay, yeah. There's no binary parts of this, so I don't have to worry about that. This is just straight up MIT license. But let's also do a readme.md. Just the beginning. Trying to think of, like, is there a way that I can demonstrate this? I guess it would be just my stream. I can put like a GIF of the stream in there and just be like, this is how it works. But for now, with yeah, recorded live video. I don't know. Recordings. Oh, I understand what I'm doing. It's like I'm hitting the commit button, but I'm in that file, so. Add license and readme. Push it up. Hey, there we go. Where's the license? Does just GitHub just not show the license if it recognizes it? I mean, it does say MIT license. That's amazing. I didn't realize it filtered it out of this file. Huh. That's surprising. I didn't know it did that. Okay, well, cool. I think that's gonna be it for me tonight. That's, you know, I built what I wanted to build, and now it's ready, and now I need to actually, I guess, go make the video that I built this whole thing for. So yeah, I will see you all tomorrow night for my regularly scheduled. And hey, look, it wants to do a software update anyway. So, I mean, this is Apple kicking me out. It says, get out of here. Go do a software update. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be back tomorrow and doing my regularly scheduled stream. Probably go back to doing Kineo work. And yeah, that'll be it. Hope to see you then. Good night.